Can you introduce about yourself?
Yes, sir. So, hello, sir. Good morning. I am Harapriya Sau. I belongs to Odisha. I have completed my BTech in 2017 in Electronics and Telecommunication branch. So, I have started my career in software test engineer, and currently I am working in a Infomania Software Technology Private Limited, and I have initially I have 3 years of experience in non-IT. So, after the COVID, I have switched my career to IT, and currently I have 6 months of experience in software domain. So I have good knowledge of SDLC, STLC, and defect life cycle.
So,
Yes,
can you
sir.
share your screen?
Just a minute, sir. It is
Yeah,
visible, sir.
yeah, it's visible.
Yes, sir.
Open website Orange HRM demo.
1 second, sir. So it's visible.
Yeah, it's visible now.
Okay, sir.
Log into the website. You have username and password. Okay. So on the right side, you are having this drop down, right? SOAP COD.
Yes, sir.
Once you click on that, you will get four options: about,
Yes, sir.
support, change password, and logout. So you have to find out a web element of logout.
Okay, sir. Is it visible, sir?
Yeah, it's visible now.
Okay, sir. Here, sir, I just want to show once more time because it's highlighted.
Mm-hmm. So logout is showing 0 out of 0.
Yes, sir. Here. Hello, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, can you tell me what are the different locators we are having in Selenium?
So there are 8 locators having in Selenium. So these are ID, name, link test, partial link test, tag name, class name, CSS selector, and XPath.
And which one is the faster as per?
So faster thing is ID.
Mm-hmm.
Next is name.
Mm-hmm.
Then if the link test is available, then we go for the for dynamic element we go for the partial link test, and for the static we go for the link test.
Okay.
Then the uniquely identified locator we go for the XPath. Like if there is in not having the ID name or link
Mm-hmm.
test, we go for the XPath.
Okay. Can you write XPath using link text?
Yes. 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 Yeah,
Okay.
it's in one of them. Because if I go for the program,
Mm-hmm.
then driver dot find element will get the by class argument in XPath. So there is a link test. Then I pass this test in there. Then after that it will be clicked.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, can you write down code for taking screenshot? So you are using interface directly, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have to give destination location, right?
Yes, sir. No, here I have to pass this source and destination file to.
Okay, so you have written t dot screenshot as you. It should be get screenshot as, right?
Yes, sir.
And once we are having source and destination, we can use
File file
file
store.
dot copy or file
Yes,
handler also
yes,
from
sir.
Java utils, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, not an issue. You can stop sharing the screen. I'll ask you again.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, tell me what is meant by polymorphism.
So, polymorphism means it's a form of many ways. It's a
Mhm,
one form with many form, many ways. In this Java, we have two type of in that Java we have two types of polymorphism, that is compile time polymorphism and runtime polymorphism. Here, mm, I have used compile time polymorphism as a method overloading, and we have achieved runtime polymorphism by method overriding. So in method overloading, if the method name is same, but the formal argument is different, so that we are going to the compile time polymorphism. So
okay.
in static way we can achieve that compile time polymorphism, but
Mhm,
after that we can go for the runtime polymorphism. Here, the method name and the argument should be same, but the implementation of the method should be different, or it can be as per your requirement we have to implement those logic into the methods.
okay. One more
Yes,
difference you can tell is like method overloading is within a class. Scope of that
yes, sir.
particular
Yes, sir.
concept is within a class, right? And whenever we
Yes, sir.
are discussing overriding, then there are
The,
multiple classes where we are using inheritance, basically.
yes, yes, sir. That's correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, can you tell me difference between final, finally, and finalize?
So in final, if the variable you have to declare and don't want to change at any cost, so we have to declare that variable as a final.
Mhm.
And if we go for the finally, if that any exception arises, but we have to like some code we have to uh, execute that, so that we have to put inside the finally block. So
Mm-hmm.
finalize is a method where we have to pass in the method that that uses a garbage collector, I guess.
Yeah, that is
Yes, sir.
correct. It's used as a garbage collector. So what is garbage collection?
So if we have unused object or unused method or variable declared in the program, so we have to not using that variable or methods in further. So it will consider as a null, or it will not assign any at the long time.
Mm-hmm.
So the memory that is considered as a uh, like
So
uh,
memory used by
here,
those
yeah,
objects.
here the memory is unused by that variable or methods. For that, the performance of the execution will be getting slowed down. So for that, we are calling that garbage collector to destroy, because if we are not using that element, we are going to destroy that by the help of garbage collector.
So do we need to call it, or JVM
Yes,
will call it automatically?
we are calling it
Mm-hmm.
by the help of gc dot system calling. With the help of that, you have to call that.
Okay. Okay. No, what is synchronization?
Synchronization means if the element is loading, and it will very slow down by the execution of the Selenium.
Mm-hmm.
That that um, uh, for that we have to match that speed to execute that particular script. So for that, you have to use implicit wait, explicit wait, and fluent is coming under the Selenium, and Java wait is threaded sleep is used by the Java.
Okay, so what should we use, like thread dot sleep or waits?
So in threaded sleep, mostly it is not recommended, because it will pause the execution whatever I have to pass in that area. So it will pause that execution time. Pause that execution time, but if it will not recommended, because if we find it that element earlier, then
Mm-hmm.
it will waste the time at that particular time.
Okay, good. That's the basic reason, because it
Yes,
will
sir.
wait for that particular amount of time,
Yes, sir.
even if you have found out the web element earlier, right? So that
Yes,
will
sir.
take more time. It will increase execution time also. That's why it's not recommended to use thread dot sleep.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
tell me what is the difference between get and navigate method?
So here, uh, get is a method where we can directly go to that particular URL
Mm-hmm.
or a particular address, and in navigate method, the it's a method chaining method, where also we can get to that particular address. But the thing is, we if you use the get method, we have the only one method we can check that particular URL. But in navigate method, we have multiple methods like a refresh method, backward method, and uh, navigate, navigate refresh, navigate forward, navigate backward method. We can do that navigate refresh also, we can do it by the help of navigate.
Okay. Any other difference?
uh,
Why do you think that navigate is able to go forward, backward, or refresh the page?
because here this method having that functionality, and the get method have not that much functionality, that's why it's more useful.
Okay, so basically, get method does not store any cache. whenever it's launching that particular website, or we are redirecting to that particular website. Okay, that's why using get method we are not able to do any other operations. While whenever we are using navigate to, so this will store cache memory of that particular website. So based on that stored memory, we can go backward, we can go forward, or we can even refresh that particular web page. So this is one more difference
Okay, sir.
based on the memory allocation. Okay.
Yes, sir. That I'm not here about this.
Yeah, because this the difference that with gate we can directly go to the website, and with navigate we can go forward backward.
Yes.
This is very common difference that everyone will tell, right?
Okay,
But
sir.
when you are saying related to some memory management, cache memory, it will be more, what we can say.
Yes, client.
Yeah, the answer will be good. Okay, now how strong you are in Java?
So, mm, moderate, you can say.
Okay, can you share your screen and open notepad? Yeah, now it's visible. Open notepad.
Yeah, it's visible, sir.
Yeah. Declare one string. It could be India is my country.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. So I want you to write a program to find out which one is the longest word in this string.
Okay.
So output should be country.
Mm,
Will you be able to?
yes, sir.
Explain me the approach only. Don't even write. How will you do it?
Using split method, I have to split each and every word.
Hmm.
Then I have to iterate that. If uh, if the condition is matching with the
What condition you will use? Once you split the string into words,
sorry, sir, in length. So by the help of length, I have to minimize.
okay. Let's do one simple program. Can you write a program to reverse this string? You can use any methods.
Mm, yes, sir.
Okay.
Reverse astronomy.
Is your for loop correct? If you are starting from zero, you'll need to add it. You cannot minus it, right? You need to use
Yes, sir.
increment operator. But this way you will start from starting of your string, and you have to reverse it. So you should start from the end, right?
Okay. So I have to ask. Okay, then like understand.
Okay. You need to work on your programs, Harapriya. We'll
Oh,
move
okay,
to
sir.
next question. Uh, what is the difference between concrete class and implementation class? Have you heard of those?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So in concrete class, there is a implementation, but
Mhm.
in sorry, sir, come again. Like what you asked for?
What is the difference between concrete class and implementation class?
Okay. In abstract classes, there is a concrete class and abstract method are included.
Mhm.
So here here in concrete class, we have to put some implementation in that method, but in abstract method, we have used only declaration, not the implementation one. That's I know.
Okay, and what is implementation class?
Implementation class.
Yeah. So we are having abstract classes and interface,
Yes.
right? What is the difference between both?
So here in abstract class, there is a concrete class as well as the abstract method. A concrete method as well as the abstract method. But in interface, all the methods should be abstract. Then we go for the interface.
Okay. So whenever we have to provide declaration or implementation for abstract classes, we use concrete class, or the class in which we provide implementation for methods declared in abstract class. That class is called as concrete class. At the
Okay, sir.
same time, when we do this with interface, so this implementation will be provided in the class which will be known as implementation class.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Because all the methods should be abstract in interface. That's why I have
interface.
to implement it.
Correct, correct. Do you know the difference between string and string builder?
Yes, sir. In string, there is a immutable object are created, but in string builder, that is no use of because if we initialize one more object, then it will not created for a new object. It will reassign by the created object. And in string there is that is not supported the multi threading, but in string builder it supported the multi threading. And it's a synchronized, but in string is not synchronized.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you name some of the exceptions you have found? It
Sir,
could
in
be from
Java.
Java, it could be from Selenium.
Yes, sir. In Selenium, I have find the no such element exception.
Mhm.
Here, if I am finding any locator, if that locator is not finding that stipulated time period, then it will throw no such element exception. After that, I am getting the stale element exception. If if a web page is refreshed, or that location is not that location is completely gone away, then that I am getting the stale element at that time I am getting the stale element exception. After that, I am getting the timeout exception if I'm giving the implicit wait, and in that period of time I'm not getting the complete loaded page. So after that, I'm also getting that timeout exception. And
Okay.
mm,
There is one more exception known as driver not found exception. Do you know that?
sorry, sir.
There is one more exception, driver not found.
Dragon not found.
Yeah, in
Uh,
Selenium.
no, sir.
Okay.
I'm not.
So whenever you have given a wrong path for your drivers,
Okay, sir.
in that case you will get that exception.
Wrong path. But okay.
So whenever we are using Chrome driver or Firefox driver, no,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
so system.set property, in that we
Yes,
have to
sir.
provide path. So if that
Mm-hmm.
path is incorrect and WebDriver is not able to find out the Chrome, in that case you will get that exception.
Okay.
Okay.
So at
uh,
that time also I'm getting the Chrome session not found exception also.
Session not found.
Yeah, because once if the Chrome is not launched at that time, then only I get the session not found.
Okay.
Yes.
Now let's have some questions on manual.
Yes, sir, sure.
Yeah, because you have worked more on manual, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now tell me what is meant by entry criteria and exit criteria.
So this is coming belongs to the test planning, and in entry criteria here I have to we have to plan for the what are the things I have to execute in the particular testing. So for that included into the entry criteria, and after completing of the all the testing, what are the test cases got passed, what are the test cases got failed, how we overcome that, and what are the environment I have used, and we have to share it through to the client. Then only we are using here are the exit criteria.
Okay. But what are the conditions of entry and exit criteria?
In entry criteria here what all like environment, which methodology you have to use, and which how soon we will cover it and deliver to the client, that thing is mentioned in the entry criteria.
Okay. So all the document we required before
Yes,
start our testing, that is nothing but your entry criteria. So your test strategy, your test plan,
test
your
environment. Yes,
documentation related to your functionalities, all things, your test data, your environments, build, all these things should be ready.
yes, sir.
And what about exit criteria?
So what all testing and whatever we are testing on that particular build or software, and what test cases are got passed, what test cases got failed, we are exhibiting the coming, we are exhibiting to a report, and we are passing that report to our test lead. So all those things we have to mention in the exit criteria, and also the requirement is there, and um, the test cases report, and
Right.
after that,
So all the documents, we need to conclude our testing, that our
yeah,
testing
consolidate.
is
Yes,
completed, right? So it will consist all your test cases, then your test summary report, your defect summary reports, your
yes,
traceability matrices,
yes.
everything. Okay. What is burn in and burnout chart?
Yes, sir. In agile methodology, I have followed burn-in and burn-out chat. Where in burn-up chat, here we have to mention all the things whatever we have done in our previous work, and what are the things left in the coming section, that is
Mhm.
mentioned in the burn-up chat, and burn-down chat. What all we have missed out, that we have to cover it in the burn-down chat.
Okay. Another way to tell it is as burn up chart will tell you how much work is done.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In a
Yeah,
sprint, how much work you have done, how many stories you have done,
covered.
that will be mentioned in your burn up chart, and burn down chart will tell you how much work is left, how much more
Yes.
you have to cover up. Okay. What is meant by sprint ceremonies?
So, in agile methodology, I have followed sprint meetings. So that is
Mm-hmm.
coming under the sprint ceremonies. And in sprint meetings, in sprint ceremony, we have covered sprint retrospective meeting, sprint planning meeting, sprint daily stand-up meeting, and sprint review meeting, and bug tries meeting. So, coming to the sprint planning meeting, we have to discuss about the what are the because after the BA conclude through the client, uh, getting some requirement from the client, because they are giving to a meeting that where the all the domain knowledge we have to, because we are coming together as a meeting, and there we have to share the complete requirement there, and they are converted into the product backlog, and we are prioritizing those backlog to sprint backlog. And in that meeting, we are discussing about the what are the prioritized things what are the non-prioritized things we are going to after the prioritized things done. So that is coming under the sprint planning meeting. After that, we are going to the sprint daily stand-up meeting, because what are the prioritized things we are discussing in that sprint planning. We are going, because the work is divided into the each and every day wise, and we are discussing about these things in a sprint daily stand up meeting, because what are the things we have covered, and what all things we have going to do the in complete day, that what are the challenges we have faced. So that all discuss about the sprint daily stand up meeting. And after that, sprint retrospective.
Yeah, what is a retrospective meeting?
Yeah, in sprint retrospective meeting, it is conducted by after the completion of the sprint, because what here we are going to discuss about what all challenges we are faced, what are the pros and cons of the sprint we are doing. So for that we have to overcome for cons. We have to uh, find out the way, and what are the positive things we have doing in that. A complete sprint, we are consider and moving forward to the upcoming sprint.
Okay. Now tell me, when will you perform regression test and why?
So if I do all the like functional integration system testing at the period of time, if I finding any defect or anything not matching with our expected result, so we are taking as a defect, and we are giving to the developer team to fix that. If that changes is not impacted to the entire other impacted area to that software, then we go for the regression testing. We have to check the impacted area of that software. So in regression testing, we have divided into three parts. Like, one is unit regression testing, and the second one is regional regression testing and full regression testing. If
Hmm.
after fixing that defect, we are coming to that coming to a meeting with the developer team, what all areas it is impacted. If it is impacted most of the area, then we are going to the regional regression. If it is more critical, it is defected more critical areas, then it will impacted other areas, then we go for the full regression. If it is not impacted any areas, like they will giving the feedback to that meeting, then we go to the unit regression testing.
Okay, good. Nobody mentions the type of regression testing whenever I ask this question.
Okay,
Everybody
so
will give a generalized answer, but you have mentioned all three types. That is good. And on what basis you will select test cases for regression?
first I have to check the critical test scenarios like smoke testing.
Hmm.
Then I have to test the functional testing. Then I have to check the integration testing. On the basis of that, I have to check each and every test cases.
Okay. That is a vague answer, but you can specifically say that the scenarios which are repeatedly executed. Okay, so
Yeah.
if we consider any particular website,
Mhm.
whenever you have to test functionalities on homepage, you have to compulsory login every time
Yes.
to get to the
Yes, sir.
homepage.
Yeah, it's coming under the critical functionality.
Yeah, critical functionality, and which are like executing
Repeatedly
multiple
used.
times, repeatedly used, executing multiple times.
Yes.
Those test cases based on those functionalities you will select for regression. Okay.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
last question for manual is what is defect life cycle?
So, if I result, if I result the expected It is called new,
Mhm.
open,
Mhm.
uh, then assign, new, assign, open, retest, fixed, then reopen. This is the coming under the defect life cycle.
Okay. While think you were explaining something in that you mentioned method chaining. Can you explain a little about method chaining?
Sure, sure. If I calling one method, then the method having have to call the another method. So that way is calling the method chaining. The one method is called to the another method, that is called the method chain.
Okay. So
So
basically,
I can give the example also.
yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So in like navigate method, we are using driver dot navigate dot to, and in timeout method, we are using driver dot window dot implicit wait. So yeah,
Yeah.
driver
Driver
dot
dot manage dot
manage
timeout
dot
dot implicit
timeout
wait.
dot implicit wait. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So basically, whenever we are talking about method chaining, or which is also called as a constructor chaining, so
Yes, sir.
uh, okay, so we are calling constructor of that particular class instead of creating object for that class. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like that's why it's also known as constructor chaining, where you will use constructor of every class. So you don't need to create any other object. So you have to call the class explicitly. We just need
Yes,
to
sir.
call the constructor.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Have you used Git for version control?
Uh, yes, sir. Actually, I'm not using that. I have quite knowledge of
Do
that.
you know some commands of Git?
Yes, here commit. You
Mm,
have to commit that code to in a shared repository,
mm,
and I have learned about push.
mm,
Here, you have to push that remote repository to local repository to remote repository. That is used as a push, and pull where we use that remote code to our local code, that maybe used as a pull.
okay.
I'm not more
So
clear about it.
pull, push, then merge, you should know.
Merge. Yeah.
Add. So some commands you should know about Git, even if
Yes.
you are not working on Git,
Yes,
but
sir.
you should have knowledge about it.
Sure, sure.
About merge conflicts also. Have you heard about merge conflict?
Yes, sir. Merge complete means like what the code is already present in that remote repository, and the same code I have to merge it on that remote, that may be conflict way.
Yeah, same changes when two people push same changes. In that case, you will get a merge conflict.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, so that's it for today's session, Arpriya. Feedback for you is you are really good with your theoretical knowledge or your concepts also in Selenium, in Java, in manual, but you are lagging into programming skills.
Programming. Yes,
So
sir. I have
if
to
you are given
work
a
on it.
task of write a program, in that case you will struggle a little. So I would suggest you to work on that.